Joe Woods, defensive coordinator, talked about the challenge. Not only Joe Burrow, but Jamar Chase, his college teammate. The two have been very good.
Nah, he looks the same. I think they threw the ball 128 times against us in 2 games. So he's still throwing it a lot. But the thing you see, he's very composed. He goes through his progressions. He'll stay in the pocket and take a hit to get rid of the ball. He's spreading the ball out to all the receivers based on what the coverage is. So he's the same guy, really good young player, and we're at the play at our best to have a chance.
And then what does Chase do for their offense?
He's dynamic. He's a playmaker. They definitely put him in positions to try to get matchups one-on-one. He can beat you vertically down the field. They can throw him the ball short, and he's great run after the catch. So a great addition to their team, and definitely got to have a plan to deal with them.
And Tim Bielik, that's going to be the key. Can they keep Joe Burrow, make him drive long, sustained drives, don't give up big plays?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the big key. I mentioned Jamar Chase's big plays. Now, I got to eat a little crow here because way back at the draft, I said it was a bad decision that the Bengals took Jamar Chase instead of Penei Sewell. I was obviously wrong on that. Even after the preseason struggles for Jamar Chase trying to catch the football, all those drops, I mean, my goodness, you look at the numbers. He had 38 receptions, 786 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's got more receiving touchdowns than Baker Mayfield does passing touchdowns this season, which is crazy to think about. But, I mean, it just shows, he had tremendous chemistry with Joe Burrow back at LSU. They haven't missed a beat in the NFL. And if you're the Browns, you got to find a way to kind of keep everything in front of you, make them have to beat you with long 10 or 11 play drives. And if they do that and they don't get a 40 or 50 yard play on you and still score a touchdown, so be it. Sometimes you just kind of got to tip your cap to that. But they got to find a way to get some pressure. They got to give Joe Burrow a bunch of different looks because this is a really good passing team you're going up against. And if the Browns want to get to the playoffs with this schedule, they're going to have to stop some really good passing offenses.
Yeah, and that's something that's been a challenge for the Browns through the first 8 games of the season. The other thing is the Bengals' offensive line has allowed 20 sacks. So you need Myles Garrett to get rolling. You need Tack McKinley. You need the Maliks. You need Jadeveon Clowney. That defensive line needs to bring the pressure and make it a little uncomfortable for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, no question. I think, it's just got to be an aggressive mindset. You can't just kind of sit back and wait for Joe Burrow to pick your part as well. You got to keep things in front of you, but every once in a while, you got to really try and speed him up a bit. You got to make him uncomfortable however you can. You got to get pressure in his face. You got to force him to roll out where you kind of have him boxed in where he can't make such spectacular throws. I know Burrow's mobile. I know he can move very well, but you got to, throw him different looks. Don't ever rush fewer than 4. Don't go 3, go 4, 5, sometimes 6. And, just change those looks. You don't give him the same thing twice in a row. That's, I think, the best way to play against a really good quarterback is just try and throw a bunch of different things at him. And Joe Woods really has to bring out his creative ability to the max to really get this one done because especially with the problems the defense has had against some very good quarterbacks, he really needs to be on point on Sunday.